Hey everybody, welcome to TomGirl. We are on episode 25 and we are with host and fitness guru Marina Santos. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Throwing it back to one of my favorite songs. I love it. All right, welcome, Marina. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here, JJ. I'm so happy to be here, guys.
Where can everybody follow you on social media?
Everybody can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Marina Santos Fit.
Awesome. And hey, guys, I'm JJ Jurgens, and you can follow me at TomGirl TV. All right, well, this girl has, I mean, first of all, beautiful fitness guru.
So sweet.
Yeah, sweetheart. And you just have like an amazing Instagram and Facebook site with your fitness site. So it's just really fun to follow and watch everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. You know, it's been something that I started because I really liked it, and it's slowly growing, but because I like it, it's been great. You know, I consistently do it, and I'm getting good feedback, so it's fun.
So you definitely would say you're just taking your passion and making it happen?
Absolutely, you know, and it wasn't always like that. I'm sure we can talk about it. It took a while to get to that place, but now I feel I found something that I'm very passionate about, and you know, whether I was making money with it or not, I was enjoying doing it. So
yeah,
that pushed me to do more.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we're going to talk about all of that.
For sure.
So to start out, for all the newbies out there who may not be familiar with some of your work, we're going to start back to where it all began. So growing up, you were big into volleyball and other sports, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my family is crazy about volleyball. My dad played professionally in Brazil, and I played since I was very young. My brother played, so I had a full scholarship to play in college, which was great. And
where did you play?
I played at Ashland University, which is a private D2 school for all my athletes out there. Yeah, it just kept me in shape. It kept me moving. It taught me discipline, and I'm very thankful for it, I guess.
Do you think some of that discipline that you got playing D2 athletics has really helped you kind of in this journey, in this path, and the persistence?
Absolutely. At that time, I didn't think so, and I didn't know, I guess. It's never something I thought I would do more professionally. I did it as a hobby, and I really enjoyed it, and I made a lot of friends, and I learned a lot, but I never thought of doing it as my career. You know, I majored in broadcasting, and once I graduated from college, I was like, okay, I'm done with volleyball. Like, I'm just like a normal girl now, and it wasn't until a few years later that I got back into fitness.
And you also think, yeah, we have a photo up there. You're also into surfing. You live down by the beach.
I do. Well,
Probably surf. Did you surf before too, or
no? I never did. It's something I picked up when I moved to California back in 2014. I started taking some classes, and my husband and we love it, and it's so much fun. We're still beginners, you know. I don't think we'll ever be advanced, but it's so nice to be out in the water and just, you know, doing what you like and just being refreshed, I guess, in a way, because let's be honest here, the water is pretty cold on the Pacific.
Right?
So surfing kind of pushes me to go in, and it's really not that bad because I wear a wetsuit, so it's not like I'm freezing, but it feels great.
I know, that's my only thing about out here. I'm like, oh, why can't it be warm? Like
I
in
know.
Florida.
Yeah, especially, you know, I was in the East Coast for a long time, and it's so nice. The Atlantic, you know, well, Florida, the water is perfect.
Yeah.
And then here it's always icy.
Yeah, even it's got to be a really warm day, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Although this summer was pretty good. I say the water was pretty warm this year.
Oh yeah, I think I went in a few times, like in my actual bathing suit. So that was nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so you studied broadcasting. When did you decide that you were going to pursue a hosting career?
So when I was in school, I actually thought I wanted to do architecture. So my school didn't actually have an architecture program, so I was thinking of transferring, and I wouldn't be able to play volleyball if I did. And I talked to my parents at the time, and they said, you know what, why don't you stay there for another 6 months? Try something, see if you like it. If you don't, you transfer, of course, do what you love. So I was like, okay, well, what are classes that I like? What are things that I'm interested in? And communication classes were always my favorites. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try broadcasting. I like everything that is involved. I just don't know that much about it. And I did. So for 6 months, I took all broadcasting classes in school. And I loved that. You know, I loved how active it was. I loved that it wasn't, you know, I got out. I got to talk to people. I got to do different things. And I was fortunate enough to get an internship at MTV in New York City. That was my junior year, and that was life-changing. I mean, it was like, one, I just couldn't believe it even happened. I was like, how? Like, I don't know. So I moved to New York for over 4 months, and I worked with MTV Cribs. Awesome. And it was such an incredible experience. It really changed me and how I saw the world and people and what I wanted for myself. And one of the things I did learn was that I did not want to work in post-production, which is what I worked at MTV. Yeah. Even though it was great, it was just not what I wanted. You know, it was an office job, which there's nothing wrong with an office job, but that wasn't the reason I loved broadcasting.
What were some of your duties on the show?
Any sort of research they needed, any logging, like, I'm not kidding, logging like time, second by second, what every person said. And, you know, it was like pages and like a whole episode, which is 30 minutes or an hour. I don't even remember. I mean, I did anything. I would get their coffee. You know, yeah. Like, I'm an intern. I did it all. But it was just, again, a lot of like research and typing and submitting paperwork. And I knew I wanted to do something a little more active, something that would allow me to get out. I liked being in front of the camera. And so that's something I did get out of the internship, is like, okay, I definitely want to be in front of the camera. And also, I definitely want to move to New York, which is what I did after I graduated.
What were your thoughts on New York City?
You know, before I interned with MTV, I did not like it at all. Like, I was like, I would never live here. Like, really, I don't like it. It's too much. But there's something about living in New York that is very, very different than going to New York as a tourist. And you just, you know, there's this like secret society of people who live in New York, which is not really a secret society, but of this energy and this ambition that you can only get it in New York City. You know, like, I've been everywhere, and like the energy of the city, it just pushes you to like want to do more, like to try to be your best, to try to succeed. So it's like, it's the hustle, you know?
For sure.
And that on itself, I was like, I want it. So I moved to New York. I didn't have a job at the time. You know, it was impossible to get a job. Like most people, you know, graduating out couldn't get a job. I just knew that I wanted to be in New York, and especially for broadcasting, you know, entry level is so like low paid that it's very difficult for them to pay for you to move somewhere. So I knew I just had to do it. So I moved back home with my parents, worked 2 jobs, saved money, and then within 10 months I moved to New York. And jobless. You know, and then started looking around, doing whatever I could. I started submitting to castings, learning more about, you know, even acting and modeling, which I never thought of, but I was like, I need money. You know, I'm living in New York and I'm jobless. I started actually working with MTV again, doing on Made, when Made existed, but again, it was PA work. So I was like, after a few months, I was like, it's not what I want. So I decided to leave that and just freelance from there.
So another New York event, though, you did get to cover Fashion Week. Tell us about that.
So I ended up getting a correspondent job for this fashion channel, which is based in Asia. And it was a one-man band sort of thing. Like, I had to do everything. I actually took my boyfriend to Fashion Week to be my cameraman the first time I went. And, you know, it was incredible at first. You know, they were just like, just go. And they threw me in the pit, and I was like, what am I doing here? and it worked out, and I was with them for 2 years. It was incredible at first. I got to go backstage to all of the shows, meet all of the designers, makeup artists, models. It was, like a dream come true to most people. And it was really, really cool. But at the same time, I knew fashion wasn't the industry I wanted to be in.
In that industry, did you have a favorite though? Like of people that you interviewed, was there somebody that you were like, oh, I love that one?
Oh yeah, I loved Nicole Miller. Betsy Johnson, she is hilarious. She's amazing. Nigel from America's Next Top Model. What is his last name?
Is it Nigel Lithgow? Or am I missing people?
I wouldn't know how to
He's a tall guy.
Tall,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
I interviewed him a few times. I would always see him everywhere, and he's always been so nice to me. So there's definitely being that feel that it was really cool. But at the same time, the whole one-man band thing and the company I was working with, I wasn't really happy. And there is a lot in the fashion industry that is not my style. I love fashion, and I like clothes and influence and everything that comes with it, but it wasn't my passion. And I felt like there are so many other girls who were there who I could see that. Like, I could see how excited they were to, like, it was a dream to be interviewing that person or to be back there, and that wasn't it for me. So after the 2 years, I was like, I don't want to stay here. I don't know what to do. And that's actually when my husband and I decided to move to California, mostly because of the winters. It wasn't even because of a job. So
I get that.
Yeah. So that was like a good, stopping point for me. It was like, okay, we're moving to California, so I'm stopping this. And I didn't know what I was gonna do once I got here yet again. It seems to be a trend in my life.
But the good thing is you don't stay stuck in something that you don't like for a long time, so it led you to where you needed to be. Let's talk real quick before we get to how you finally did find now what you're pursuing your passion. You did get to cover an event that I think you probably enjoyed more, was the last Olympics.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In Rio, yeah.
That was incredible. That was actually through Dream Jobbing, the website.
Yep.
And one of my friends sent it to me, and she said, you have to apply to this. She was actually one of my hosting friends, Rachel. Thank you. And she was like, you have to apply to this. You have to apply to this. And I was a little hesitant because I had applied to other things on the site before, like the dream jobs, and never got it. And as I'm sure everybody at home, I always feel a little like, I don't know, like I don't want to fail. I don't want people to see it. We feel a little... But I was like, you know what, this is actually perfect for me. So the requirements were you had to speak Portuguese, which I'm Brazilian, so I speak Portuguese. You had to be into sports, which I was and am. And some sort of hosting background was always very helpful because you would be interviewing people. So I made like a funny video of me being weird and crazy. And it was like half in English and half in Portuguese. And they called me. And we did a few interviews. It was actually like a long process. I think they called me back in March at first. And then in June again, and then July. And then they actually flew me to Brazil to cover another event just to kind of get more experience, which was amazing. It was so last minute. It was like in 2 days. When they talked to me, they're like, okay, we're going to fly you in 2 days. You're going to come to Brazil. You're going to do this. And I was like... and again, just threw me in the pit there, and I just did my best, and it was fine. And then we got to go to Rio for the Olympics, and it was the most amazing experience. And they placed me with volleyball, indoor volleyball, which is what I played, and it was incredible. I mean, and seeing US play, Brazil play, and everybody was so nice, and being there 24/7, the energy of the city and interviewing all of them, it was an experience I would never forget.
Yeah, I'm sure that was amazing.
Yeah, it was great, and they kept giving us free tickets to things because we worked there, and there would be open spaces. So last minute we would get tickets. So I got to go see other sports and beach volleyball, which I love, and just made some great connections, got a ton of experience with live events, which I had never worked before. You know, you're in this arena with so many people and you're live and you're interviewing people in the audience and you just never know what they're gonna throw at you. Kids are hilarious. They became my favorite people to interview because they say the weirdest things and they're so funny. You know, they have no filter. So it was an awesome experience.
What are your tips for people out there who may want to cover live events? Just to, like, what did you learn?
Honestly, I was there for a month in Brazil, and by the end of it, my best winter interviews were the ones that I didn't have anything planned. You know, I just went in, like I was talking to this person, like getting to know them, like, hey, how are you? Like, and just asked them questions and went with the flow, because every time I try to have, okay, I'm gonna do this, talk to this person, and I'll say this, and then I'll ask this other question, and then it never went the way I wanted, you know, especially with live events. Some countries, they're pretty tough to interview because they're crazy in the audience and they're screaming and they'll say inappropriate things, and you know, people are like jumping and pushing me because, you know, I was with the audience a lot. I was in the stands. So again, just laugh it out. You know, I would just laugh and dance with them and let them do their thing. And just, if I needed to apologize for something, I would apologize and, you know, just go with the flow.
Yeah. And just being open to the present moment, right? It's
Absolutely.
Like living in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Be present and just, you know, listen to what they're saying. And instead of, you know, trying to think of what to say next, listen to what they're saying, because they might say something that is gold, you know? And if you don't catch that, then you miss that moment.
Exactly.
And I think that's really important.
Yeah. Well, how fun. All right. Well, now let's talk back to the brand that you're growing right now. So talk about how you landed on this now and are pursuing it forward.
So when I moved to LA, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I started taking more hosting classes again. And, you know, they always said, build a brand and they will come, and like, just, you got to do it yourself, find what you love and start something. And I was just like, I don't know what that is. You know, I really don't. And I just kind of like started a little blog at first. It was like a 30-day trial thing because I just didn't know what to do. And, you know, it was a point where I was just like, I really don't know what that thing is for me. And I started working out because I was feeling that way, you know, like to de-stress and like clear my mind. And one day I was at the gym and I was like, you know what? Like, I do this every day. I know so much without ever getting a degree in exercise science or anything related because I've done sports my whole life. I don't have a job. So why don't I get certified? So that's what I did. I went and I studied and I got certified. And that's when I started my social media for workout videos and tips, advice, anything. And at that moment, things just started to fall into place. And it was like magic, you know? And I'm not saying I have the perfect job or a perfect life or anything like that, but I just felt like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to be doing now, and it feels good. And so I just kept wanting to do more and being consistent. And when Facebook launched Facebook Live, I was like, this is great. Like, I'll try to do Facebook Lives once a week. I started doing that mostly in Portuguese, so mostly for my Brazilian followers. And it just grew really quick because Brazil is always a little behind when it comes to technology and how things are working. So that having online workouts was very new there, whereas here it was already pretty popular.
So did it just grow through your friends, or did you connect into some network in Brazil, or how did you?
So I was just on my Facebook page, and I had, you know, at the time a few hundred followers when I started. And I did one, and it got just really good engagement for how many people I had, because people were tagging people. You know, they're like, oh, you should do this workout, and tag somebody. And I was like, this is great, you know, and it's more engagement than I've ever had. So I kind of took on that bandwagon, and I was like, you know what? I wonder what it'd be like if I advertised my page and my workouts. So what I did is I started advertising my page for Brazilians specifically, and it was like $1 a day. It wasn't like I was spending a lot of money. And on top, and I was consistent with my live workout. So I was like, every Monday at this hour, I will be doing a live workout for you guys. So come, tag your friends, you know, get your family, whatever. And then so that plus my little advertisement that I was it just kind of snowballed. And it just grew, and within a year and a half, I had 100,000 followers, and I'm close to 200 now, which is awesome. They're mostly Brazilians on my Facebook page. My Instagram is mostly Americans. So,
and on your Insta, you have like how many thousand on your Instagram? Because you have a bunch on Instagram too.
Close to 40,000. Yeah. So on Instagram, it's mostly Americans, and you know, slowly trying to push some of the people from Facebook to go to the Instagram, but I also wanna have some like the English part of it, you know, and I'm starting to do English in my Facebook page as well, because I want to have both. I don't want to just have to do it in Portuguese. And
well, you can, like when I was researching, you know, you can just put translate, and then it would translate for me what you wrote. And then even I think what's great about your videos though is since it's fitness stuff, it didn't matter for me because I didn't have to. I mean, I can feel your energy and your positive spirit in there. Yeah, it's like okay, I'm happy. You know, what are we doing? You know, so it's like, and just people can just do it anyway if they don't know what you're saying, because you're just showing them how to do the workouts. And
absolutely,
things. So
you can just follow. You don't need to understand. You know, I try to put music on at least most of the time, so you have some music, and they're simple. They're not that long. You know, they're usually 15 minutes max. So it's short enough that people can do, you know, it's a short amount of time, but it's long enough that it's like a good workout. You know, I try to do higher intensive workouts, so they get the most in the shortest amount of time. And it was just great feedback, and more opportunities kept showing up because of that. You know, I definitely think that having my Facebook page and my Instagram helped me with, for example, dream job and working in Rio, you know, because now they look at all your social media, all your things for any job. It's crazy.
So I think what's unique about your workout, which we have a photo up there right now of you with the chair, is that, you know, you kind of, you just do it with whatever's in the house or there. Like, you know, people might be like, oh, I don't have weights, or I don't have a home gym, or I can't, so how am I going to follow along with this workout? But everything that you show is pretty much things that they can do without any of that stuff, which is right in their own home with their own chairs, or, you know, talk a little bit about that choice to.
Absolutely. I always paid a lot of money for gyms in the past. You know, I was paying, let's say, the average $100 a month here at least. And, but I always just noticed that I was always doing the same things, not using the machines. I was just using like a dumbbell. I'm like, why am I paying so much money a year to barely use the machines? Yes, I was just using the treadmill, but I can run outside. So when I became a personal trainer, something that really interested me was functional training, you know, working with the whole body, using your body as your weight, and HIIT training, you know, higher intensity, and circuit training. So I kind of mix all of those, and you don't need that much equipment. You really don't need, because your body is heavy, right? Like so you can just use what you have and get an amazing workout, and use things around your house. You know, when something starts to get easy, improvise. You know, I tell people use gallons of water, or, you know, that would be like a gallon of milk, just fill it up with water. And that's a great, you know, kettlebell that you can do at home. And so yeah, you saw the photo with the chair. You know, I was like, this is too easy for me right now, because I'm doing this sort of squats all the time. I need something, like I need some weight. So I just grabbed the chair. I was like, this is perfect. You know, this has already increased my heart rate. It's making it more difficult for me. So I tell people, you know, if you don't have the money or even the time, because it takes time to go to a gym, it takes time to go to a class, just do it at home, use what you have, improvise. The internet is incredible. You can find anything, any sort of workout. It's, if you're not sure what to do, don't worry, just YouTube it or Google it or come to my page and you can find tons of workouts that you don't need any equipment or to spend money with.
Well, and what's great for you too, what I think, we were talking before, and you were saying, "Oh, I've been out of the country, and I've been traveling, and I got married." Lots of things, but you have stayed true to like, I'm going to do this post every week. I'm going to do these things. And I noticed in the background of a lot of your videos, it was a different background. Either it was in a hotel or it was just the place was changing. So talk about how, for some people that can be an excuse we use to not accomplish things that we're going after. Oh, I'll do it in 3 months when I get back from this, or I'll do it in 6 months when this dies down. How was that for you? Like, okay, I'm going to stick to this no matter I have these things going on, I'm going to stick to this.
I think the main thing for fitness and staying healthy and in shape, and that people don't really think about, is the most important thing is consistency. And we think about diets. Oh, I need to cut this, and I need to drink this, and but it's all about the consistency and stay doing exactly, not exactly, because you're gonna vary, right? Like when I'm traveling, I'm not the same when I'm at home, but at least doing a little bit, because the thing about fitness is it takes a while to get to a certain point. It takes a while to lose that weight or to gain muscle. And unfortunately, it's not the same the other way around. You lose that muscle pretty quick. Actually within 2 weeks, you lost a lot of it already if you're not continuous with your workout. So it's very, very important to continue doing even when you're traveling. You don't have to do the same intensity or quantity, but at least a little bit. And I think that's a big motivator for me, because just how I feel. Like once I've been consistent with working out, I feel a certain way. It's great. I have energy, I feel good. And then as soon as I stop, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you just feel like, it's sloppy, and I can tell my energy levels are down. I start breaking out, like multiple things. So even when I was traveling, I was out of the country for a year. It was very important for me to continue, not just for me, but because I had started this thing, right? I had started this thing that people liked, and they were depending on me. Yeah. And even, I stopped doing the live workouts for 2 months, actually, when I got married and went on my honeymoon. And I told them about it. It's not like I just left. Yeah. But I got messages all the time. You're like, you abandoned us. Like, we miss you, all this stuff. And I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. But these were the 2 months that I really needed a break. And I was still working out. I just didn't have the time to shoot. But yeah, it's just put in your mind, 10 minutes. If you don't feel like working out, I'm just going to do 10 minutes. And then you do the 10 minutes. And if you don't feel like working out, at least you did the 10 minutes. But chances are, after the 10 minutes, you're going to have the energy and the endorphins that you're going to continue doing more, and then you get a great workout. And what I love about my workouts is, I don't have the excuse of oh, but there's no gym here. Yeah. Oh, I have to go somewhere. I can't lie to myself about that, because I know I can do something here. My hotel room, use the bed, use the chair, use the floor. You don't need anything. Yeah. So I always try to at least do a little bit while I'm traveling. I'm definitely not as consistent, or I don't do it for as long, but I try to stick with a few times a week.
And I think that goes with everything, even aside from workouts, just to people they have goals of different things they want to do too. If you just put the 10 minutes a day into that certain goal too, if you're feeling stuck and want to pursue a different job or whatever, you get that same kind of rush that you get from working out, to knowing, okay, well, at least I did something today.
For sure. Just every morning thinking, okay, what it is that I want to do. Yeah. It doesn't have to be fitness related, like you said, anything. Put 5 minutes at first, 10 minutes. It makes a difference. In the long run, in a year, think about how many 10 minutes you've had. Yeah. And it all went towards your goals. So it's great.
I wanted to show real quick, I have a video. I think you submitted, was this for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit thing? Yes. But I thought this video of you was so cute and kind of summed up everything you're doing and you're about. So I wanted to play this real quick for people. They can see if it's going to play. Let me introduce you to your new SI Swim model. Ta-da!
First of all, I just want to say that SI represents everything that I love and that is very important to me, which are women, all women, sports and fitness, and diversity. I moved to the US when I was 15 years old, and sports was the one thing that truly helped me feel like I belonged, and it helped me meet people and make friends. Now my profession and goal is to try to help as many women as possible feel comfortable and feel beautiful in their own skin through living a healthy but balanced lifestyle. Let's be honest here, I can't live without pizza. And as an immigrant myself, it's also very important to me to be able to connect and learn about other cultures. I have actually been living in South America for the past 7 months. It has given me such an appreciation for this amazing world we live in, and especially the people. It cuts.
There we go.
That was
That's Instagram.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah.
It was a minute in 1 second, so it cut that 1 second.
Yeah. And so you didn't get it this time, right?
I did not.
But next year, you got
you know
my
what?
vote.
If I hadn't submitted like the dream job, I wouldn't have gotten it. So after I got the dream job, I'm way more confident and shameless about submitting random videos.
Yeah,
Because you never know, guys.
Keep going till you get it. Okay, I know I'm gonna have to speed things up because I see we have like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I want to real quick. Okay, just while we're in this space, so show people how like what could we do? We're in this tiny little room right now. Like
tiny.
what could we do to work out here today?
Okay, I'll show you two moves really quick that we could do. So
all right.
One of the moves will be tricep dips. So you can do this using a chair, a bench, or any ledge, honestly. So you're just gonna put your arm. I'm gonna move this. We're gonna put our arm on the table.
Ready?
Push our legs forward a little bit. We're gonna bend the elbow and do a tricep dip and back up. Down. And back up. I think my belt just came out.
Oh.
Okay, so this is going to work the back. Really great workout. Another one we could do, we can use the chair. Just put one knee on the chair. Let's hold to the chair so it doesn't move. We're not rotating. We're just gonna do leg lifts here. And we wanna maintain your back stable, so we don't wanna like curve your back because that will hurt your spine. Just keep still and lift as much as you can. We're gonna work that booty, your leg. Really great exercise. We can even do the same one from the Instagram.
Oh, where we put the chair.
Hold the chair and squat.
All right.
So many different things you can do, guys.
There you go, guys. No excuses.
No excuses, guys.
All right.
That was great. I needed that little energy picking up.
Well, now we might be hungry after that. So let's talk about a few of the recipes that I like just thought looked amazing on your. So vanilla lemon protein pancakes.
Yum.
Right? So we got that.
I love pancakes, guys. Yeah. One thing you should know about me is I'm a horrible cook. I really am. I've never been good at cooking, so all the cooking that I do has to be easy and not take a lot of time. I'm not kidding. Ask my husband, poor guy, has to try all my food. But you know, there are certain things you kind of just have to play with it and see what works. And the thing about food is I will never tell anybody to deprive themselves or stop eating something because of health or because of losing weight or diet or anything like that. I just, I've tried fad diets in my life and they don't work. You do them for a little bit and then you give up on them. Yeah. So I believe in balance, right? There needs to be a balance between the good and the bad, hopefully more towards the good. But so if you like things like pancakes, I love pancakes. And that was one of the things that I gained weight in college was because I was eating pancakes every single morning and they weren't the protein ones.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I do with this pancake so I can still eat it, but it's better? So it's like making little substitutions, right? The type of flour you're using. So I think for that one, I don't remember exactly what type of flour, but I think it's coconut flour. I can see, yes. Coconut flour. Protein powder, you can substitute some of the flour in the recipe for protein powder, whey protein powder. The sugars, for example, cutting down sugar. I like to use honey or agave, something that is more natural. I don't love like stevia and the natural sweeteners. I don't like the taste. So just see recipes that you love and try to just make them a little healthier, right? Even a little thing counts and it makes a difference in the long run. So, pasta, make your own sauce, for example. Try to find there are bean pastas, there are chickpea pasta, there are like better versions of foods that you love. That way you can still enjoy without depriving yourself of those things.
This next one, I think there was one up there which we can put. Well, you can go to our Instagram, they have the recipes on there too, but I was thinking for Thanksgiving you had one for this pumpkin bread that looked amazing, so I'm gonna have to try that.
For sure. It was actually delicious. And this was just a regular recipe I think I found on Pinterest because I was like, I feel like a pumpkin bread. Like I love pumpkin everything because it's fall. So I just found this recipe and I was like, okay, what can I change? So I changed the flour. I think I changed like what sugar was used. I added protein powder and I tried it a few times. I think I did it once and I was like, oh, I don't like this. So then the next time I tried something else and then I have my friends test it and see how it was. So again, guys, just find the recipes that you like and substitute the bad things that are in the recipe.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm not a big cook myself, so I like these recipes. I'm like, I think I can do these.
The better.
All right, well, we like to talk fashion here too. Fashion and adventure. So those are the two topics I want to hit with you next real quick. So I'm just going to let the photos of you roll while we're talking real quick because you have amazing, workout gear. So what are your tips for finding, do you have a favorite workout brand? How do you get
Absolutely. So
fashion?
a lot of my workout clothes I actually either get from jobs that I do. I do have some companies send me clothes, but what I buy is I can't say that I have one brand that I stick to. I love a sale, and I have to say I feel really bad about spending a lot of money on workout gear. So this sounds crazy, but I've never bought anything from Lululemon. And I know people, which is crazy. And I love the brand. Nothing against the brand. It's just it's so expensive. So I find because I'm also always in these clothes, they don't last that long for me. And at the same time, I don't want to be in the same thing shooting all the time because I'm shooting videos all the time. So if it's a black legging or something that I can have for a long time, I'm okay with spending more money. But things that are trendy, that might not be cool in 6 months, I buy it cheap. And Forever 21 has a great selection of workout gear. They're not gonna last you very long, but they're trendy. They're in general not see-through. I've never had a problem. And they always try to follow the trends of what is going on right now for fitness. So you can get really, really cute workout gear for a great price. So I have a lot of stuff from Forever 21. Again, it's not going to blow your mind, the quality of the material, but you know what? For most people, it's okay.
Gets and the then job
buy
done.
Exactly. And then buy some expensive things from Lululemon. What is another one? I like Adidas a lot. I know Stella McCartney does some really cute stuff with Adidas every year. I have one that I got from my husband on Valentine's Day, and I was you know me so well. But yeah, Forever 21. I do like Lulu. Don't have it. And just finding deals. Actually, TJ Maxx. Great place.
Love it.
Great place for workout gear. I just thought of it. Seriously, guys. Again, it's not always a win. You kind of have to randomly go in there, but it's a steal. You find really good stuff for cheap.
Awesome. All right, let's hit the adventure real quick. I want to roll this video, and you just tell us about what this trek that you were on.
Absolutely.
I think we just...
There you go. So this was in Rainbow Mountain, Peru.
Beautiful.
And we did a lot of treks in Peru. Peru is incredible. So we did every country in South America while we were in South America. We did a month in each country. And Peru had the most to see in general. If you like outdoors, if you like trekking, it's incredible. This one is specific. The mountain is like that because of different types of minerals. And you can't really see on the video because the drone quality, the footage is not, but it's incredible. It's a rainbow. You can Google it, Rainbow Mountain, Peru. It was mind-blowing. We trekked for 4 days. It was freezing, literally freezing. It snowed multiple times. I was miserable, but it's always worth in the end. My husband and I, we love trekking. We did a lot in South America. And we'll take turns. We'll do like really roughing it up and camping as we're doing it, or sometimes we'll stay, like, they have lodges, almost like hostels you can use a lot. So it was incredible.
And then we have another one. I think this is where you got a workout in on the.
That's Machu Picchu.
Yeah. That's nice little scenic background.
Oh my
for a
God, that was
workout.
like, this looks like a green screen.
It
It's
does,
so pretty.
yeah.
No, we woke up at 4 in the morning to go to Machu Picchu because we wanted to be there as soon as it opened because it gets very crowded. And so we got there, and the first thing I was like, I want to shoot a workout. There's nobody here. This is great. So I went, my husband just, with the phone shot. Some people were looking at me like I was insane because it was 6 in the morning when they opened. But you know what? It's great. And it's probably the coolest little workout video I have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It does look so fake. Okay, and then we have a couple more quick. I think you've been to the Amazon, Patagonia, ice caves in the Alps. Those pictures you're talking about. But yeah, so you just love adventure.
I'm a adventure junkie. I love skydiving. I've swum with sharks multiple times. Anything outdoorsy. I don't know. There's something about nature. It just makes you feel so good. It changes your energy. And I'm not crazy into energy, but I do think that it really improves your quality of life. And so I try to be outdoors as much as I can, even here in LA. It's such a great place. Or when I go to Ohio, there's so many great metro parks that I'll take my mom, and we'll just take not even the path. We'll just take random tracks in the metro parks, and it's so good. South America, for you guys, if you haven't been, it blew my mind. And I'm Brazilian, so, but I had never been. And I think when people think of travel, they think of Europe, they think of South Asia, which I did too. And that's the main reason we picked South America. And we were so impressed. We felt safe. It was cheap. And it was just so beautiful.
Where would be your top place to go there?
Patagonia, in the Chile side. We didn't do the Argentina side. So it's Torres del Paine, in Chile, in Patagonia. Guys, it blew my mind. It was so pretty. We did a 6-day trek where we stayed in little lodges. They're kind of like hostels. I forget the name, what they call it. Anyhow, so it was incredible. I mean, the topography, the animals. Fortunately, we had amazing weather, which can be pretty bad in Patagonia because it's way south. Just beautiful.
Well, yeah, your pictures looked amazing. Amazing. All right. Oh, we're real quick. Sorry, I know we're a bit out of time. Each week here we do a TomGirl of the Week. I'm going to fly through this. So this is amazing. So Barbie has their new line of Barbies that they call their Shiro line, and this was the Olympic fencer. Ibtihaj Muhammad, and she got her Barbie named after her and in her liking this week at Glamour's Women of the Year event. So I love just seeing all these new Barbies, because as a kid I never had a Barbie, and I didn't, and now I love that they're embracing like all different kinds of women now, and so
it's
that
incredible.
everybody can see their face and relate to
I saw
Barbie
this
now.
today, and it made me so happy. I love that they're finally doing dolls for every girl out there. There's one for everyone, and it's not just the blonde and white.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them.
Right.
I had them, but it's so great to see that the diversity. I love it.
For sure. All right, so wrapping up, what's next for you?
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I just got back to LA 2 weeks ago, as you know, and it's a bit crazy right now, right? I'm in between agencies right now, and the exciting thing is I might be starting to teach at a studio in LA. I can't say because it's not for sure, but it's something I've never done. I've only had private clients, and then I've done my own thing online, but I've never taught classes. So this is pretty exciting for me. And I'm also launching a membership site with workout classes, recipes, coffee talks. We're launching in Brazil first because, I have like a big following there, and it should launch by the end of the year. And it will be the same style of the workouts that I do, but it's all condensed in one space. It has more like a program style, while it's not just random workouts. And they're longer, so they're about 20 minutes versus, 12, 15.
Fantastic. Well, we'll all have to look out for that.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're just such a joy. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you so much, JJ. It was so great to be here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Tell everybody again one more time where they can follow you at.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Marina Santos Fet.
And you guys can follow me at TomGirl TV, and we'll see you here again next week. Thanks. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.